After Doctor Strange gave his life to stop the Unmaker, the world fell into absolute darkness. Every trace of technology vanished. Machines went silent. Cities collapsed. And 7 years later, Peter Parker tells the story of how Apocalypse, now the leader of some of the greatest heroes to ever live, threatens this fragile new world they've managed to build. When the world first went dark, people were terrified, grieving, and lost. Their fear turned to anger. And between the earthquakes, the collapse of every power system, and the endless wars that followed, billions died. But then, in the middle of all that fear, rage, and chaos, came a spark of light. A message that spread across every corner of the broken earth. It doesn't have to be like this. That message carried through the voices of heroes and villains alike. Some through pain, others through compassion. And some, like Deadpool, in his own, very unique way. He cornered a military warlord and grinned. "Hey, so a few of my friends have been brainstorming, and they've got a thought. You want to hear it? Or should I just go ahead and run this sword through your eye socket?" The message kept spreading. Outside the walls of one of the new sanctuary cities, May Parker, now 7 years old, trains with her father. "Gotcha," Peter laughs, tapping her on the shoulder. "That wasn't fair, Dad." May pouts. Peter smiles proudly. "You were yelling, May. That makes you easier to track. A loud hole in your stealthy little plan." From a distance, MJ calls out, "Time to head home, you two." Peter waves back. "Sure thing, MJ. Just gotta spin a few webs first." With the population smaller, electricity gone, and the age of industry long over, the world began to heal. People fled the wastelands and gathered in the few surviving cities, thriving centers of hope, connected only through human will. These super cities were linked telepathically by gifted minds. "Brazil checking in," said Professor X. "Wakanda checking in," replied Jean Grey, the heart of this new world. Earth's capital. A council of great minds emerged. Moon Girl, Shuri, Tony Stark, Valeria Richards, T'Challa, Nadia Van Dyne, Amadeus Cho, and even Victor Von Doom himself. Together, they reimagined how life could move forward. Without electricity, without machines, without chaos. But every world, no matter how new or pure, still needs protection. At night, Daredevil and Foggy Nelson patrol the outer walls. Something moves in the shadows. "They're heading for the southwest corner of the city," says Daredevil, his voice tense. Foggy raises a flare gun. "Should I fire it?" "No need, Foggy. Considering who's stationed there, that's the worst place to be a bloodthirsty creature of the night." In that sector waits a deadly team. Blade, Honey Badger, Elsa Bloodstone, and X-23, now carrying the mantle of Wolverine. "What is it?" Blade asks, tightening his grip on his sword. "Werewolves," says X-23, a vicious grin crossing her face. "But with a faint scent of vampires," murmurs Honey Badger. The group prepares, coating their weapons in silver. Blade points his katana forward. "Let's hunt." Moments later, the night explodes. Dozens of vampires and werewolves charge toward the walls, only to meet their end in a blur of silver, blood, and firelight. Far away, in what looks like a primitive cave workshop, light flickers from within. Pepper Potts sits inside, watching as Tony Stark works late into the night. Nothing like the sounds of the forest, she jokes, the distant screams of monsters echoing outside. Tony smirks. "Sounds more like a night horde making very bad mistakes, Pepper." Suddenly, screeches echo near the entrance. One vampire managed to slip through the chaos. "Stark," the creature hisses, stepping from the shadows. But before it can move, a vibranium shield tears through the air, smashing straight through the vampire's neck. From behind, Captain America. "You'd think a brilliant inventor would have invented a door," Steve says with a smile. Tony laughs. "Sorry about the vampire bits," Steve adds, brushing off his uniform. Pepper rushes to him, relief in her face. "Steve, it's been far too long. We were getting worried." "It's good to see you, Pepper," Cap replies warmly. "Didn't expect to find you two looking so content." "I'd say a less exciting life suits us both," Pepper teases. Cap glances around. "We're standing in dead vampires." She shrugs. "I said less exciting, not dull." Then the mood shifts. Steve lowers his head. "I've been in Europe," he says quietly. Tony frowns. "How is it?" "Still ruled by the Iron Fist," Cap answers darkly. "They need help, Tony. Can we take a walk?" As they step outside, Cap looks up at the star-filled sky. "I thought you'd miss electricity more," he says. "I thought you'd feel held back." Tony walks beside him, his prosthetic leg glinting faintly in the firelight. Honestly, I do. I lie awake at night building machines in my head, inventions that could change everything, but will never be switched on. They reach the border, webs strung across the trees like a silken barricade. Watch your step, Tony mutters, lifting a few strands aside. He turns serious. You're not here to ask me to go to war with Europe, are you? Steve's eyes darken. No, I think there's another solution. He pauses. What if I told you there might be a way to switch everything back on, to bring the machines in your mind to life again? Tony frowns, confused. What are you talking about, Steve? Where are we going? Cap pushes through the branches ahead. There's something I need to show you. Then, a voice cuts through the air. Hello, Iron Man, says Apocalypse, standing in the clearing, with a smile as cold as stone. Tony reacts instantly, throwing a flash grenade, but before he can move, a dark shape appears behind him. You've always been too good at killing, Stark, the vampire sneers, gripping Tony by the throat. Some of the creatures you just incinerated have been in my service for centuries. Tony struggles, glancing towards Steve. Steve, get Dracula off me and I'll... But Cap doesn't move. Instead, he turns and with an empty look, slams his shield into Tony's face, knocking him out cold. As Tony collapses, Steve begins to change, bones shifting, skin morphing, until Mystique stands over him with a grin. Extraction accomplished, she says smoothly. Apocalypse steps closer, smiling, and together the three vanish into the darkness, their plan to use Tony Stark now in motion.